In the last video, I shown you the best way to play Mario Kart Wii on Dolphin Emulator with 4K 60 frames per second and a bunch of HD texture packs along with a controller configuration. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the most insane way to play Mario Kart Wii on Dolphin Emulator with this, the Insane Kart Wii Revolution mod, which adds 4,832 custom tracks along with 32 original tracks. It is an absolute monster of a mod, and it'll probably take me an entire year to go through everything that's included with this mod. 4,832 tracks is just ridiculous. Not only does it include a bunch of tracks, it also has a bunch of other features too, like item rain, which has items fall randomly from the sky while you race. It has blue shell madness, which is exactly what it says on the tin, lots of blue shells flying around while you play, and a bunch of other game modes added as well. There's a bunch of features you can turn off and on as you please, and a couple of improvements to the game as well, such as instant item boxes, where item boxes will instantly respawn, meaning everyone can get items. And the most insane part is that it's probably going to take you less than 10 minutes to get this installed and played. So let's just get started with the tutorial. You're obviously going to need Dolphin installed on your computer and set up already for this mod. If you haven't done that, then there will be a link in the description down below to my Dolphin setup guide. You're also going to need a legitimate copy of Mario Kart Wii, either .iso or .wbfs. I cannot tell you where to get the games because it goes against YouTube's terms of service and they will just strike this video down. So please don't ask me where to get the games. And if you want to know how to get the game running in 4K 60 frames per second with a controller setup in there as well, you can check the video links in the description down below. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Insane Kart Wii Custom Mario Kart Wiki page. Now, this Custom Mario Kart Wiki is a fantastic place for all things Mario Kart. It has wikis for Mario Kart Double Dash, DS, 7, and even 8, along with the Wii version of Mario Kart. It has tons of custom tracks, tons of custom characters, lots of tutorials to help you set everything up. It's where I go to get all of my Mario Kart mods. Click the link in the description down below and it will take you to the Insane Kart Wii page from the Custom Mario Kart Wiki. It has all the information about this mod. So if you have any issues or you just want to find out what is included in the mod, then you can have a quick scroll and a read through this. Or you can go to the Insane Kart Discord, which is linked on this page. There's also a list of all the tracks available on this page. So if you want to find a specific track or want to see if it's in there before you spend the time downloading and installing this mod, you can check out the Google Sheets page to see if you can find it. To download the game on the Insane Kart Wii Wiki page, you go to the right-hand side. There is a Google Drive link. You just click where it says Google Drive. That will take you to this page. Then you simply click download, and it'll tell you that it is 5.6 gigabytes of content. Click download anyway and wait for your file to download. Then you will have an Insane Kart Wii version 2.04.zip file. That is the version number as of recording this video. It might be different by the time you get round to this. Right click and click extract all on the folder and extract. Again, this is a 5 gigabyte file, so it might take a little bit of time, so get yourself a nice cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Once that's finished, you can click inside the folder, and then you should have two files, the IKWV2 and the Revolution folder, and version.thf. It's now time to find our Dolphin user folder. If you set up Dolphin using my tutorial and you've got a portable.txt file next to your dolphin.executable, so there is my dolphin.exe. And if I scroll down, you will see I have a portable.txt. I made this by right-clicking, going to new, creating a new text document and calling it portable. Once I launched Dolphin, my user folder was created inside this folder here, so I can find it easily. If your user folder isn't here and you don't have a portable.txt, you're going to have to find your user folder, otherwise you may lose your saves. You can come back and create the portable text folder and copy all your information over, but you're going to lose your saves if you do it before that. So where is your user folder? That is the million-dollar question I get asked a lot, because in recent years, Dolphin has moved where the user folder has been a couple of times. So it used to be in Documents. When you went to your Documents folder, there would be a Dolphin Emulator folder, and inside that, there would be your user folder. So that is the first place you should look to find your user folder. If it's not in your documents folder, then you're going to have to go to your Windows folder. So if you go to this PC, find your C drive, double click on that. Users, double click, find your username. Then in the top middle of File Explorer, go to View, scroll down to Show, and where it says Hidden Items, click that, and it will show you all of the hidden folders on your computer. The one you want is the one called App Data. Double click on that, click Local, and inside here, there will be a Dolphin Emulator folder that should have your user folder as well. Like I said, you can create a portable version of Dolphin, which will move your user folder to here, but you will have to copy all of the information from your old user folder over to this one once you do it. So we go into our user folder on Dolphin, either in Documents, App Data, or next to your dolphin.exe. Double click User Folder, and then we want to find Load. Click the Load folder. Then we want Revolution with a capital R. Double click on that. And inside here is where we want to copy all of these files. So go back to the Insane Kart Wii version 2.04, drag and collect all of the files inside this folder and just drop them into the Load Revolution. So you want to put them in Load Revolution with a capital R. And this is where you want to drag all of those files. So now inside the Revolution folder, I have the IKWV2. Inside the Revolution folder with a lowercase r, there is this IKWV2.xml. I can only have other XML files in my folder, but that's because I have other mods installed for Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2. Once you have all of these files in place, you can now launch Dolphin. And then you find your copy of Mario Kart Wii, right-click, and then click Start with Revolution Patches. And if you followed my instructions and done everything correctly, it will show up with this IKWV2.xml. If you haven't followed my instructions correctly, then this will be blank and you'll have to go back and figure out what you did wrong. For this one, you just want to have Insane Kart Wii enabled and My Stuff disabled. With My Stuff, you can actually add more mods into the game. I know it's insane to want to add more stuff to this version of the mod, but it is actually possible to put more stuff in there. You can find out how to do that on the custom Mario Kart wiki. For the sake of this video, we're just going to start up this mod and go through all the content on that. And where it says Dolphin Ghosts Fix, you're going to click Enabled as well because we're not playing on console. And now all that's left to do is to click Start. And there it is, Insane Kart Wii with its own custom title screen. Press X or A if you're on an Xbox controller. And then before we go into the game, you can go into the settings here by going over to the right side and clicking the little settings spanner. And then this is where you can turn on the rumble for the GameCube controller if you're using the GameCube controller setup like I am. And then go down to settings, and here is where you can make your own personal tweaks to the game. There are 13 pages of settings for you to mess around with. If you go all the way to page 13, go back to page 13, this is where we can start actually changing the characters within the game. So if you go up and see where it says Dry Bowser, I can change Dry Bowser to Ganondorf, Funky Kong to Dr. Eggman. And if I keep going to the left, I can mess around with all of the characters and decide which characters I want into my game. You can also mess around with things like font, CPU difficulty. It's entirely up to you. You can create your own sort of custom version of how you want the game to play. Things like the different types of brake drifting, different animations. Like, it's a lot to go through. I suggest that you go through it yourself and just have a look and see what you fancy putting into the game. Once you're finished, make sure that you clicked save to make sure that all of your settings are saved. And then just click on the player. And then you're just in familiar territory here. You can start playing the game. So if I go to single player, I now have a bunch of modes to play, including single player battle mode, which is great for me because I don't have any friends. There's also a free roam mode for each track, mission modes, banana slips, bananas everywhere, mushroom dash, item rain, blue shell madness. Like I said, it would take me an entire year to go through all of this, so I'm just going to show you the item rain mode. nice little solo race. And all of my characters have obviously been replaced with the ones that I selected in the settings. There is Ganondorf instead of Dry Bowser. Shadow the Hedgehog instead of Daisy. The names haven't changed though. That's the best bit about this. Lackey 2. Steve from Minecraft. And Pikachu, Sonic. Even Rob the Robot's here, which is pretty cool. Okay, let's race as Ganondorf. Why is he so bow-legged? Once we've selected our character, we're now met with this mammoth task of choosing a course to play. It's all in alphabetical order, so if you know which one that you want, then you can simply slide through. There are over 4,000 tracks here, and I'm going to tell you, not everyone is going to be a banger. There is going to be a bunch of ones that aren't going to be that great, and a bunch of absolutely amazing tracks. But as I go through, it is very overwhelming. I think it'll take me a week just to go through all of these on the menu itself. And this is item rain mode, and you can see items are falling from the sky. There are items falling from the sky as we play. Bananas, mushrooms. Sometimes they can be good, sometimes they can be bad. And I just threw myself out of bounds. And that's it for this video. Let me know down in the comments which are your favorites of the 4,000 plus tracks. Let me know if you actually get through them all. Like I said, there are some absolute great tracks on here, and obviously with the law of returns, there are some tracks that are absolute duds.